me do a very quick introduction about myself. And my name is Infinity Karthik Satyamurthy. I'm a super brain coach. I help, business owners and professionals to achieve some of those greatest things in their life, so that they can put their business and the personal life into an autopilot mode. I'm also a productivity coach. I've been helping a lot of corporates to improve their productivity so that they can go to the next level, right? And one of the most important thing is that I also help people about the concept of mind maps and how the applications of the mind maps can make a lot of difference in your studies. So with this quick introduction, I'm going to get started because we've got limited time. So let's get started with this. The first and foremost thing is that when it comes to examination, what do you think is the biggest challenge? Can you all type in? Is there a way we can mark all the charts to come? Now it's coming to me. Can we mark it so that everybody can see that? Can you try that, Sumant, by chance? If you can do that, great. Otherwise, fine. Yeah. Okay, when it comes to the examination, what is a difficult one? Time management, absolutely. The biggest challenge is going to be the time management. Next, let's hear from all of you, what are the biggest challenge when it comes to your examination? Because the fear, absolutely. Calmness of the mind is very important. Yeah, calmness of the mind is very, very important. Stress, and then you're looking at planning of the execution that you're talking about it. Absolutely. Next, what else? So much to recall. Absolutely. There are just too many things to recall. Remembering things, absolutely. That's another challenge that you're facing when it comes to that. Then procrastination. Yeah, absolutely. Probably procrastination at this stage might not be so much useful. But again, yeah, this could be the challenge. Completing the portion. Absolutely. Completing all the portion. The revisions, correct? How many of you are understanding like revision is the biggest thing? You've studied so much and then revision is going to be the challenge. Yeah, right psychology of recalling. Absolutely. Right psychology of recalling. So I'm going to share you and lack of practice. Absolutely. And many of you have not been writing it, right? Examination have not been writing. And then that's one of those challenges people face when it comes to completing the job. So what I understand is that most of you coming back with an important point, which I'm saying is about remembering the things and then the recalling the things. These are the two important things that I'm seeing as a common mode of challenge. And of course, your calmness of mind is something that all of you are aspiring for. So let us start. I'm going to explain you with the power of understanding, the power of the brain, how the brain is structured. Understanding something about the brain can help you to make sure that you're recalling the things very fast. How do we do that? So the first and foremost thing what we need to do is that we need to understand how the brain works. I'm going to share my screen. I hope all of you are able to see my screen now. And great, all of you are able to see the screen. Yeah. So whenever only 14 people are able to see that, right? Okay. Others are able to join. All of you, can I get a confirmation you're able to see my screen? It's clear. Okay, great. Thank you. Right. So there are 3 steps of the memory that you want to go and do this. Okay. So the first step is about this. What are the things that you are receiving it? Okay. What are the things which are receiving it? Receiving is a very important concept. See, receiving is the, okay, I'm sorry about the spelling. Okay, receiving is very, very important. The second one, whenever you're actually listening to something, what happens? Like you're able to, somebody is telling, you're listening to whatever that we are saying, correct? This is the first part of it. Second thing, what happens is you're going to register this in your brain. And only after you're registering into the brain, the recalling can happen. Okay, I think some of you are not able to see. And let me stop the, okay, screen share, and then we'll again start, okay? Close the whiteboard. I'm again sharing my screen. Make sure that you are actually confirming me that you are able to see that. Okay, so now, can you confirm me you are able to see my screen? Okay, yes, I think it is clear. And let us start with this. So the first one is this. Anything that you are looking at it, the first thing it has to go through is that it has to go through something called as receiving. Only after you're receiving this, anything can happen. If you're not receiving it in the entire thing, the second part of registering will not happen. If the registering doesn't happen, you'll not be able to recall it. You'll not be able to recall it. Let me take a classic example of how exactly this is going to work. Assume that you are coming home and then probably you've just came in a vehicle and you've kept the key somewhere, right? You're speaking on the phone and you kept the key somewhere, and the next day you want to go and start with that. Then you realize that you do not know where you have kept the key. You do not know where you have kept the key, and then you start searching for it. Correct? You start searching for it. Then what happens? That you wonder, oh my goodness, where did I keep my phone? Where did I keep my keys? You'll be wondering, you'll be blaming about your own memory. I'll tell you, this is one of the biggest reasons why people actually don't succeed in their life, because they don't understand this process. Many times, it has nothing to do with you, just because while you are actually keeping that key, you just did not register enough because your focus was something else. You are actually focusing on the mobile call. And that's why this never got, this never entered. You are never able to receive this information. This never got registered in your brain. So hence you cannot recall it. This is not there in your memory. How can you recall this? Only when there is certain content which is there, then only you can actually recall the entire thing. Is it clear? If you're clear with this concept, type in, you're able to understand this concept. Very, very important. Now, when it comes to recalling, most of the people, they fail in achieving this because they don't understand how the registering process happens. It never happened in the registration, so you'll not be able to recall it at all. That is the challenge that you are facing. How do you build this? How do you make sure that you are getting out of this challenge so that you are getting the best results? One of the best way to go and validate is to see that how much percentage of thing that you are able to recall it. Before I do that, is this concept clear? Can you all give me the confirmation that this concept, whether this concept is clear or not? While you're studying, if you're not registered, then you cannot recall it. Very clear. Can you all type in clear? When you are studying the concept, if this is not at all been registered, that content you cannot recall. The biggest reason, okay, one more time, I'll actually repeat this. Okay, let's do this. Can you all come on camera? It's going to be absolutely stunning to see you guys on camera. Otherwise, it appears like we are speaking to some ghosts actually. Right? Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for all of you coming on the camera. Good. Now, let's look at this. Some of you want me to repeat this. I'm going to repeat this. The first and foremost thing is that you have to receive the information. Somebody is telling you the information, you have to receive. Can you all take your hands, everybody, and touch your ears and say that you're registering. Okay, I'm sorry, receiving the information. The first thing which is happening, right? And after this is received into the information into your brain, the second thing is registering. Take your hands and tap it on the brain, saying that the registering has to happen, right? Second one is registering. The third step is recalling. How the recall can happen? Recall can happen from the mouth, correct? Recall can happen from writing, right? There are multiple ways you can actually do a recalling. Can you all say recall? Can you all say recall? Recall. Show that. Show it in action. You will remember it. Otherwise, you'll not. It is a recalling that you are trying to do. So if your first and second step is wrong, your third step, you will not be able to get it. Be clear with that. And if you're having a recalling problem, you need to figure out whether the issue is in terms of receiving or registering, or the issue is in terms of actual recalling. What I've seen is that over 80% of the cases which people come back and complain me that they've got a recall issue, they have not got the information registered, they have not got it, received it properly, they have not even registered it. If that happens, there's no point in blaming yourself, saying that, oh my goodness, I do not know how to recall this, right? Make sure that you're understanding this. So how do you know that whether you have got these things, whether you have received or registered? You need to understand this, very important. You need to validate this. You have got next couple of days, which is left over. Make sure that you're validating that your receiving and registering is happening. If it is not done, it's a time for you to go and actually do that quickly with whatever resources that you've gotten. Only if you have taken care of these two things in examination, you'll be able to recall. Otherwise, you're done with the case, right? So very important. How do you do that? I'm going to teach you a simple technique to validate whether you have understood whether the registration has happened or not. If the registration has not happened, I'll also tell you like how you need to go and actually start doing certain things in the limited period of time, which is important. Now, you need to understand when you're preparing for an examination like an UPSC, in the last couple of days, your mode of preparation is going to be completely different. The mindset that is required, strategy that is required, the implementation that is required, and the tools that you have to put it is going to be completely different. Only when you understand in the last couple of days how you're going to go and do this, I'll tell you magical results can come in. I'll tell you, you've got last 3-4 days, and any subject that you want to pick from start and you want to prepare it. How many of you think it's going to be possible in the last 3-4 days or last couple of days? Do you think it's possible to start with a new topic right now and prepare for UPSC examination? Yeah? No, right? All of you understand that. So there's no point in starting something new right now. Correct? Whatever you should have started, you should have done it on the long time back. Let's accept the fact. Let's accept the fact. That is very important. This is a very important mindset that you need to do. Okay. Now, whatever you've captured, can you make sure that it is registered and it is recallable? The easiest way of doing this is to the power of something called as a mind map. So how many of you heard about the concept called as mind map? Do you know about mind maps? Type in if you know mind maps. Yes. Yeah, some of you might have attended my sessions previously, so definitely you guys are aware of it. Those of you are not attended, don't worry. I'm going to walk you guys through a very quick recap. And yeah, some of you have not attended, you're not aware of it. So I'm going to walk you guys quickly through this process. And I'll also tell you how you can leverage this community. Already all of you are actually a part of this community. How you can leverage this also we're going to talk about. A mind map is a pictorial representation of your thought process. Okay, some of you are saying, no, you're not at all aware of it. Okay, let me take a minute to explain the concept of mind map before I go forward. I'll tell you, last few days of your preparation is very crucial. In UPSC, unlike the other examination, you do not know what kind of topic it can come. It can come from anywhere. So I'll tell you, when an unknown information is coming to you, which is not known to you, a natural tendency is that your human brain gets into a worry mode or an anxiety mode. Oh my goodness, I do not know about this topic. The moment that you get into that, I do not know about this topic, it multiplies. The impact gets multiplied and you get more into anxiety mode rather than finding out a solution. So the first and foremost thing is that you need to be very calm and composed during the examination. And many of you will say, Karthik, it's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to implement it. That's true. It's very difficult to implement it. But if you understand certain concept of your brain, that will make sure that you're actually being very calm and composed. Right? Let's go and look at this. I'm going to share this a quick mind map. A mind map is a pictorial representation of your thought process. You can observe this. It's a classic example of a mind map where you start a paper along with the center. You will have a blank page, start with the landscape, start with the center, start with the lines, which are thicker and it becomes thinner and thinner as we go. This is going to be an organic in nature. You will have lens, which are the images which are thick, and it is going to become thinner and thinner. You will have all of them are connected to the center. You've got the words, which are the keywords, which are outer, which is bigger. It is going to become smaller and smaller. You will see the images at the center and surrounding to it. You also see this lot of color codes which are being used. You got branches, sub branches, and numbers that you want to go into it. Then this also a radiant way of thinking. It reflects your brain's thinking process. It reflects brain's thinking process. So all you need to do is take the paper and pen and write down the circle at the center and start drawing different branches like this. And then each branches, you're going to go and type in some of the keywords. Type in some of the keywords. When you start typing or writing down certain keywords, it will be much easier for you to recall it. Is it clear? For those of you who are listening to this for the first time, can you type in? Can you quickly type in if you understood this concept? Yes? Yes, no? Is it clear? So you're only required to write down the keywords. You're not required to write down the entire subjects or the topic. Now, the first and foremost thing what you need to do is that you go and validate whether you've got all the concept registered in your brain or not. How do we do that? Start a blank mind map. Start with the center point of it as a blind map. So assume that you've got some, couple of subjects that you want to recall. For example, I'm going to, okay, sorry, this is a wrong screen. So I'm going to create a new one, new mind map. So you can observe this. And in the mind maps, so you can start with the things. How can you start with this? Let's say you are doing a UPSC preparation. You need to start your recalling capability. How do you do that? First and foremost thing is that whatever I'm showing it to you on the paper, on the screen, you can do it on the paper as well. First thing is that start recalling what are the subjects which are there, right? Why this is important, why you need to go and look at it. I'll give an example, like how the brain works. The brain would like to understand the overall picture first. It works based on the concept of context. It wants to understand the overall picture. For example, you are seeing an elephant. The brain wants to understand, okay, there's an elephant. So that means from far, you're looking at the elephant. So at the far, you're able to see that the elephant has got 4 legs, right? Maybe if you're lucky, you are able to see the tail movement, maybe it may not. And you will see something like a black color, black color animal that you're looking at it, black color animal that you're looking at. That's all you're having that idea. Maybe 4 legs are there from very far. That's what you can see. But as you come very closer to the elephant, then you will be able to see the micro picture. First one is the macro picture, then comes your micro picture. In the macro picture, you will be able to see the elephants only like this, it has got a leg and probably it is black in color. As you're coming closer to us, you will be able to understand, okay, this has got a tusk, or it has got, a tail, it has got nose. I mean, basically, it has got your eyes, ears, all those things are the micro component. When you come very closer to it, you'll be able to see that. The same thing works for your brain also. You have to start first with the macro picture. What is the overall thing that you want to go into it? Once you've got the overall thing, then the micro things will come in. That's where your structured way of approach of recalling will happen. If you don't recall in this structured manner, it will always be jumbled in your brain. So the first and foremost thing is you start with the macro level. How are you going to do that? The first one is subjects. In the subjects, okay, then you got what are the subjects? Maybe subject number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then once you've got the subjects, what are the topics that you think is very, very important? Remember to have this in one single page is very important, right? You have to get one overall picture coming to your brain. So in subject number 1, what are the probable chapters that would be there? Let's say 1, 2, 3, maybe I'll say 1A, 2A, whatever your relevant chapters are there. I'm not going to get into the topic as such, but I'm going to tell you the technique so that you can go and apply this. Then you got 4A, then you got 5A. Like this, you need to go and look at this entire structure that you're looking at it. And I'll also tell you how your brain will behave when you're sitting and writing an examination. You need to understand this, very important. What happens is that, whenever there is a question that is asked to your brain, so the brain actually sends whatever the signal that comes in, the brain will actually take this question and it will sense the, message back to your entire, thought process, neurons and other stuff. Do you have the answer for it? And when this message is sent to it, it's so important. It will go and fetch that information from different parts of the brain, different neurons that is available. And then it gets consolidated. Then you are able to reconstruct that and you are able to write it as an answer. Okay. So that is why I've seen that. So what happens whenever actually you are doing this kind of an solution, right? The recalling of the capacity is going to happen but it's going to get divided into multi-threads. Multi-thread message is sent to your brain and the recalling comes in. And that's why you'll see sometimes when you're writing the examination, sometimes you're not able to recall it, but as soon as you walk out of that, you're able to recall, oh my goodness, that was the answer. Why? During this examination thing, there is an additional component called as an anxiety or stress being added. Whenever there is a stress or anxiety comes in, whatever the request that you're sending into the neurons, it is not able to send you back the required information because you're already told your brain that, okay, I do not know about this. So it appears, okay, this person already don't know this. This person already don't know this. That gets multiplied. You'll not be able to get the results. And that is why working on your belief system is so important before your examination starts. And that is why the exercise of what I'm teaching you guys about building the structure at a macro level, going to a micro level is so important. When you have done this kind of an exercise before the examination, if you're able to recall this without having to look at your notes, that means your belief system of your brain will get a signal. Oh, this person knows this message. This person knows about this answer. So when you go and sit into the examination hall, even though you do not know the answer at that point of time, because you have done this homework before the examination, your belief system of the brain will say, hey, don't get tensed. You know the answer. It's just that you have to recall this. It is already registered. So let's allow some time. And then what happens? Your brain, when it sends the signal, because there is no anxiety or stress assigned to it, it will go to a different part of the brain. It will be able to fetch that information back. So that is why it is so important for you guys to understand this kind of an exercise is done before your examination. So you're working on your belief system. So even though at the beginning of the examination, you're not able to recall this because there's a thread, a multi-thread information, questions has been sent to different neurons, it will be able to fetch this information much faster. So how many of you had an aha moment just listening to this? Type in aha. Very, very important. This, you need to understand this concept. And that is why this preparation or recalling of this exercise before you go for a UPSC examination is very critical and very powerful. Okay. Is this clear? Yeah. If you had an aha moment, go and type in aha. Point it to everybody when you're responding so that people will know like these are the things which are happening. Okay. So now we have understood. We are starting with the macro level. Then you're coming to the micro level. That's how the brain is going to understand the fact and the figures. For example, I'll give an example. Assume that you're going and watching a movie, and in the movie, you missed the first 10 minutes of the movie or 15 minutes of the movie. Do you think you'll be able to understand the movie? Right? Especially if you have that, in all those old movies, right? You will see that flashback, you know, that black and white round circle thing going around, the black, those are the things that you're able to see that, right? You'll not be able to recall the entire movie you'll not be able to understand. The same thing is going to happen when you're going to do this. First and foremost thing is, what I want you to do is set the context for your brain, which is very important. Each subject that you're picking, why are you picking that subject? I will tell you, these are all what is called as a context setting for your brain. The more context that you can set today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, till the time that you've got the examination, the more you can add it, the faster your recalling capability is going to be. So it's very important for you in the last couple of days to set the context. Let's take one simple example, right? Some of you, I was going through this, the questionnaire that has been sent to some of you, and some of you have filled in. Very interesting conversation, which I'm looking at this, right? So some of them are saying that, how do I remember a static data? Too many terms, and I can't recall the current affairs. And some of them you're looking at getting the facts and terms, how you're going to do that. Some of you are saying that, how can I remember the terms, age, period, location, and other stuff? Some of you are saying that it is difficult to learn, register everything in the mind at the same time. And sometimes even after reading the things again and again won't help. And some of you are saying that the facts have gone through, but it is having a difficult things to do it. Some of you are saying that for some of logic works, but you have an issue with this. And some of you are saying that even after memorizing the concept again, I forget it. And it seems that I haven't read the topic anytime. Absolutely. All those things are going to be the biggest challenge for you to do it. Remember one thing. If you want to recall something in the examination, which is a very crucial thing, you need to know how your memory works. If you do not know how your memory is working, then I'll tell you, you are wasting a lot of your time and energy. So let's take 2-3 parts of it. Let's take 2-3 parts of it. How are you going to do that? Okay. First and foremost thing is that, yeah. So a lot of you are asking the question, just hold on, otherwise I'll miss the context. All right. So now the first and foremost thing is that, okay, what I was mentioning just before that, I saw the chart and I got distracted. Okay. Right. Okay. A lot of you are asking about the static data. How do we remove how do we memorize the thing? Okay. Let's understand the memory part of it. The memory is like this. The memory works, human brains works based on the two part. One is called as the association. Other one is called as the keyword that you're looking at it. The memory works based on the concept of association. And then obviously you've got the keywords that will help you to connect so that your memory recalling can happen faster. And anything which is unusual, okay, anything which is unusual, you will be able to recall it faster. Okay, you'll be able to recall it faster. Let me give you an example, right? Have you guys seen the cows on the street? Yes, you have seen. Now let's go and talk about it. Can you recall a green color cow? Green color cow. Huh? Have you seen this? Green color cow? No, never, right? Assume that this green color cow you're able to see in front of your home. And it is coming and it is calling your name. Right? Can you imagine that? It's very unusual. It never happens this way. So one of the great way, like some of you have got the challenge in remembering the numbers in the way that you're looking at it, right? We'll do a quick exercise. Probably that will help you a lot rather than going into a lot of topics. Let's say I'm going to take I'll keep this exercise very small, but very powerful so that you can apply this in all the other aspects of your life as well. Whether you want to remember the years, whether you want to remember the names, whether you want to do anything, this standard technique is applicable. Okay. So maybe we'll have some other day if the time permits, how for each segment, how do you think and recall the things, right? But as of now, our main focus is to make sure that how can you remember some of those numbers or probably some words. Let's start with the words that you can think about it. So I wanted to type in or maybe some 15 words. Okay, let's type in around 15 words which you guys want to recall. So tell me some of the words which are very common, very, that is something that you are very easy to remember or probably difficult to remember. Okay, let's put something which is difficult to remember. Give me 15 words or maybe 10 words. Apothecary, bizarre, benevolent, brainstorming, autocratic. Next, yell, resilient, yield, rotund, vagaries, rehearsal, industries. Okay, I've just picked some of them which are random in nature. Okay, and maybe attraction. Okay, now assume that you have to go and recall this, right? Recall this particular word. How many of you can recall seventh word that we have told? We just heard it. I typed it in front of you. What is the seventh word? Wow. Nityaji says yell. Was that a guess or how is it? Right. Maybe you went through some of the chats and then you're coming back. Let's look at that. How exactly it is done. So just now we are doing a live wordings, right? All of you saw that word I'm typing. So your memory can be so unreliable. You need to understand that. Okay. So your focus, 1 second here and there can actually take your, registering capabilities. So how are we going to remember these words? Let's go and put this. Remember, I told you, you need to have, I hope all of you are able to see my screen. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let's see, what is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 words are there. So let's start with the 14. So I'm going to allocate 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. So what you need to do is first allocate this word, okay? For 1, you need to remember, you need to allocate something called as an association. Association can be something like 1, I can take it as a candle. Can you see that one is looking like a candle? Correct. Second one, what is the two things that you can think about it? Word. Can you think about for two, what is the nearest thing that you can recall? Two means swan. Okay. Something else. Eyes. Correct. Eyes is better. Eyes is better. Very good. So what is three? Can you recall something that has got a three, the picture of something? Fan, traffic, tempo, rickshaw. Can I put an auto rickshaw? You'll be able to see three as four. Three. Can you figure out four? What is a common thing that you can think as? Flag, animal, car. Probably we'll take car because it has got four wheels, right? Five. Table also good. Table is also good. Five. Yeah, you can actually go and talk about five fingers, right? And five fingers, right? That you can do it. Six. Yeah, now it's a cricket time, right? World Cup is happening. So let's go and look at it. Hitting six or a ball. Um, but ball is not getting so much associated. Can you tell me something else? Six. Cricket, no, something else. Yeah, it can be a sixer. Somebody, raising the hands like that. That is fine. Yeah. Seahorse. Yeah, Wicks can be another thing. Six Wicks is a good option. Let's go with seven. What will you do on seven? Seven, rainbow. Very good. Rainbow is very much relatable. Then let's go with eight. Infinity. Yeah, no. Okay. Infinity, if you are actually rotating it. Absolutely, that can be done. Then what is the other option? Symmetry, lion, um, planets, no. Snowman, no. Loop, loop is a good option. And yeah, loop can be a good option. And then infinity can also be a good option. Right. Race course can also be there. Octagon can also be good option. Now let's go to nine. 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 Hand fan, Pluto. We can put planets. Correct. For nine, we can put planets. How about 10? Yeah, we can put Tendulkar, we can put, Tendulkar, we can put Ravana. Okay, so I'll stop it with 10 because of the, best interest of the time. So what I would like you to do is, one is candle, right? So let us start associating this one with this. Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. Okay, let's do it for only for that. Okay, that's more than enough, right? Now, I want you to associate these things together. Like you've got a candle, and on the candle, app the carry, right? Remembering the entire word is a difficult one. What can be then? App the carry, right? Can you think of a funny word which is coming to this wordings? Funny word. Can you think of a funny word? Carrying apple. Very good. Scary. It can be like carrying apple. It can be scary. Yes, absolutely. April, carrying April. April, the curry. Yeah. All those things can come in actually. Now let's go to the April curry. Making curry out of April, right? April curry. Then the second one is ice. Can you tell me what is the bizarre, what you can come out with? You have to come out with something which is very funny. Think of fun. Yeah, eyes are creating a buzz, or probably it is doing business, right? Eyes are going out and it is doing the negotiation. Instead of mouth speaking, your eyes are speaking, right? Bazaar, you are going to bazaar, okay? You are going to bazaar, right? This could be one of those things coming in the second one. Let's go to the auto rickshaw, the third one, right? Sorry, benevolent. Can you tell me something that you can remember? Benevolent. Funny thing. Yeah, violet rickshaw. Yeah, violet rickshaw. Ben is violet. Auto rickshaw going violent. Yeah, auto rickshaw going violent. Then comes the car. Can you tell me about the car? Stormy car. Yeah, stormy car. Right? Storm outside the car. Right? Now I'm going to stop this for a minute, okay? You're able to understand this, right? Storm outside the car and the storm. Now tell me, looking at this, right? What was the number two? Can you identify what was the number two word that we mentioned? What was the word? Two means ice. Yeah. So that means what we are doing? Bazaar, bizarre, correct? You're able to recall this. Very good, very good. I hope you're able to get this. You're able to go back and reconstruct this and you're able to take it back. Correct? Now let's say I'm going to talk about something which you had done as a three. What was the third point? Third point. What was the third word? Benevolent. Amazing. How did you find out the third word? What did we remember for the third word? Auto rickshaw. Absolutely. Auto rickshaw. And then you are actually going with the violent. Auto rickshaw going violent. You're able to go and create it. And similarly, what was the fourth one? What was the fourth point? Fourth wordings that we have calculated. Remember, brainstorm. Absolutely. Why brainstorm? Because you know that brainstorming the car. Car was the fourth one, right? And what was the first one, by the way? Candle. Yeah, candle was the one. Correct. Apple the curry, April curry, right? Some of you are able to do it. Are you able to understand like how you're able to bring this back very fast, especially when you got this numbers and the years that you want to go into it? This is how you have to go and actually remember it, right? Let's say 1948, right? 1947 you want to remember. How do you remember the 1947? So first you need to go and figure out these words that how you're preparing, right? You go and look at this 1948, 1947. So what is one? One is a candle. One is a candle. What is the second one? Second one is that nothing but nine. What is nine? Nine is nothing but planet. What is the next one is four. What is the four? Four is nothing but your car. So what is seven? Seven is nothing but rainbow. Seven is rainbow. So all you need to do is take these things and create one funny story out of it. Right? A candle was on the planet and, it decided to call the car so that it can go on a rainbow. So it can ride on a rainbow. It is absolutely a funny thing which you never assume it is going to be working. A candle going on a planet does not make sense. And going along with the car. Normally car can be inside, the candle can be inside. Along with the car, it doesn't make sense. So then it goes and it climbs on the rainbow. Right? So what happens? You're already able to memorize that year and associate one of those wordings with this. Is it clear? Are you guys with me? Yeah. If it is clear, go and type in clear. This is how you have to go and start creating the notes, especially on the things that you are not clear with. Right? Start building the structure, start building the mind map, start building the numbers, whatever the numbers that you're looking at it, start getting this associated with this. That's how you're going to make it. And I think some of you have already started creating that funny notes. I'll tell you, especially in this time where where you're getting stress. This will be a very good exercise, right? Uh, for you to go and have some fun as well to come up with, right? So with this, I'm actually ending this very quickly because we have very limited time that we have got it. So I'm going to do a very quick recap. The very quick recap is this. First and foremost thing is you have to work on your belief system. How your belief system is going to actually work on, because you're going to tell your brain that this particular information is registered. How you're going to go and make this, you will be able to go and find out this particular registration is happening only when you make an attempt to recall. Only when you're making an attempt to recall, you will figure out whether that thing was registered or it was not registered. So you need to create something called as a macro structure first, so that you understand the context. You're building the context for your brain. And after you're building the context for your brain, right, you got different subjects and which you're going to go and look at. You're going to create something called as a macro or the overall picture. And then you go deeper into it and you create a micro picture. That is what is going to make a lot of difference in the way that you're looking at it. And then so all the things that you need to actually go and talk about is that figure out the subjects and start building this. And then within the subjects, what are the chapters which are there? Try to recall this without having to look at this. And then, and within this particular chapter, what are the things which are coming in? So all you need to do is, while you're going to do this practice, there is another thing that you also need to validate every single time by creating this mind maps. So you know that that particular message has gone inside the brain. We also talked about whenever you're going with the brain is going to actually trigger the questions. And the questions are actually passed to different neural pathways to figure out whether this answer to this question is actually retained in certain part of it. And that's why your belief system is very important. If you're able to know that these things are correct and you've done it in the past, then your recalling is going to be very fast. If you have not done this, then you have a challenge. So one of the greatest ways that sit with a group of 3 people, 4 people, join together. You can use Google Meets. It's absolutely free. And then actually, start creating a mind map like this. One of you can share your screen and do a revision of a specific subject. I know you guys are part of the inner circle and you're part of a WhatsApp group. Ask them, can we all work together? I am doing a revision of so and so topic. Anybody wants to join me on this path? And you can share the screen and start using the mind map, start telling the things. Can you help me in recalling the subjects? Can you help me in doing it? All of you can sit together and create it together. So mind map is done. You guys can share it in the group. So that can be used as a recalling thing. Just before the examination, one day before, you can have all these PDFs again going through this. So what happens in memory also, you got two things. One is short term and another one is a long term. So when you're doing this in a last minute, what will happen is, um, you know, this will also get into your short term memory. So at least till the time your examination is over, this can be in your memory, right? So make use of your short term memory also, not just long term memory. And that's where your success is going to come in. Okay. Great. I'm just going to check with you guys. How was the session, guys? Um, how was the session? Do you think it was very helpful in the last couple of days that you're going to be looking at it, right? Make use of your inner circle. This is the time for you to make use of inner circle. Whatever amazing platform that Sumant has created, you've been actually working with this. Make use of this network. This is where you're going to get maximum out of it. Don't try to sit and prepare it on your own. At this time, you'll be running with a high stress. Make sure that you're doing a revision in the group, create a mind map, share it within the group, whatever that you've created. Somebody else will create another topic, they'll share it with you. It's going to be amazing thing. So combinedly, you can do a great work. Okay. You can do a, even though certain topics you're not able to read it, somebody creates that topic mind map and he shares it. You can just go through that. That's going to be a great thing. Okay. So with that, we're going to be ending this session. Thank you so much for being here and taking your time and attending. I hope this was helpful, and do let us know how the examination goes. And I hope this small contribution from our side in the last minute will actually keep you posted to the next level. Don't get tense. Very, very important. All you've got is your effort that is required to be put in. You've already done. Just put this into action. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye.